Over $2.2 billion have been wiped off the market in the last 24 hours. What will you do? Will you sell? Will you hold? Or will you buy the most groundbreaking evolution in crypto's history? The convergence of Web3 and AI. Welcome to the channel where crypto meets AI. We'll be talking all things DeFi. Let's get it. Okay, guys, so let's just briefly go into exactly why the market has taken such a sharp decline. And basically, guys, it's all to do with the tariffs from President Trump. So President Trump announced new tariffs of 25% on Canada, 25% on Mexico, and 10% on China. These are built on existing tariffs that were already on China, by the way, some of which were from the last Trump trade war. So at a high level, these tariffs function like tax on goods. Simply put, $100 of goods coming to the US from Canada and Mexico will now cost $125. And basically, roughly 40% of all US imports come from China, Canada, and Mexico. So certain items are going to be very heavily impacted. And there's obviously huge fear that basically inflation is going to rise. Therefore, people will have less money to spend. Therefore, people will have less money to risk into risk assets such as Bitcoin. And the follow-on effects continue from that. So the US apparently relies on trade significantly less than its allies do. For example, trading goods in Germany and the UK is much higher than the GDP. Obviously, we've had the huge impact of DeepSeek as well, taking over $1 trillion from the technology stocks last week. And now we've had this. It's a double whammy to risk on asset markets such as crypto. What I will say is this. President Trump is an extremely intelligent businessman. People have lots of things to say about President Trump, but something that you can't argue is that he is a very strong capitalist. He's a very good negotiator. Yes, he has a very good book out of a good deal, I think it is, from President Trump. He is not playing around. He is not going to have a weak economy. He's not going to have all of his buddies in business and finance like Elon Musk with Tesla stock massively down for very long. He is playing the long game here, but he will eventually turn these markets around. If the markets stay in the gutter like this, the money printer go burr, it will turn back on again. There's no way we're having 4 years of austerity under Donald Trump as the president. I just can't see that, guys. So Donald Trump is being brash with his trade war, with his tariffs. It's going to cost short-term pain across all markets. However, in the mid to long term, I think what this does is it elongates the kind of bull market into a much lengthier time frame than we may have been expecting. Look, guys, one of the main reasons why Twitter right now looks like a very scary place is because a lot of retail is mainly in altcoins. And altcoins are down very bad. Now, institutions are buying Bitcoin and Ethereum with ETFs. They're not buying our altcoins. And so altcoins got absolutely wrecked on this move and on the DeepSeek news last week. But look, let's just have a little bit of perspective, guys. We as humans have recency bias. We don't look too much into the past. We're just very scared. And the main reason is because a lot of us haven't taken enough profits this cycle. So let that be a learning, guys. If you feel very scared right now, you haven't taken enough off the table. So when the markets return, which they will, you need to position yourself accordingly, take profits accordingly. Yes, you're not going to sell the top. You're not going to sell the top. Let me just repeat that. But you can take out nice profits so that when it does happen, when the markets do finally go into a bear, you are prepared and you're not going to have regrets for the next 3 years. Okay, so just to highlight that, House of Crypto here, has been posting about what people were saying around this time last year, in January last year, like no alt season this time, dump the garbage while you still can, no alt season. It seems there's no alt season. Now, January, early February times have always been notoriously difficult in the crypto markets. It's never a good time. There's always this Chinese New Year, which people used to say was a big sell-off moment in crypto. We've always had it pretty difficult on this front. Now, obviously, these trade wars and these tariffs are real legitimate reasons to have fear. However, there's no way, as I said, that Trump is going to let this keep nuking the markets for a long amount of time. So just have a bit of perspective that even in January 2021, and then that year when we saw the amazing bull market top out in November, people were saying the same things. So look, as we look at these chart, guys, as you can see here, retail in the purple line have been selling into the fear, and it keeps going down. Whereas the larger investors is the opposite. As you can see here, there's a cross, and the larger investors are buying, retail is selling. Guys, we can't be shaken out of our coins, especially on this channel with DeFi, with AI frameworks, with AI agents taking over the internet in Web 2, never mind in Web 3. We are sure of a conviction in this industry. And therefore, we should be dollar cost averaging into what we believe in at these rates. The tech hasn't changed. Okay, it's just the price. It's just your emotions. Now, make no mistake, things could get worse before they get better. So I do exercise caution. Buying like falling knives is always a risky. You could get cut. I'm personally not fussed about catching the bottom because it's the same as catching the top. It's very difficult. But if you have conviction plays, you know what to do. Look, I just wanted to touch upon what Arthur Hayes said here a few days ago. So he actually said, what was it, 5 days ago now, that Bitcoin, he thinks Bitcoin's going to 77 to 75k. So, but then back to 250k by year end. So you can imagine what our AI coins look like. If Bitcoin goes to 75k, it's going to be generational wealth by opportunity. Let's be honest, generational wealth by opportunities.
Really?
Possibly.
I'm not sure if it's going to go down to that price, to be honest with you guys, but either way, for fundamentally quality projects that are building, that are hosting hackathons, that have huge, amazing roadmaps, and you can see it actually shipping and deploying code at a regular basis, have lots of GitHub stars, have lots of excitement and good communities, you should be placing your bets there. So there's two really good tweets by the kind of guys in the trenches in DeFi. One of who is Elon Money, who's got a great account, by the way. I highly recommend you give him a follow. He tweets a lot of alpha. And he's basically saying that these smart money traders, just like himself, are willing to take the risk that the AI meta isn't over and growth is still ahead. Yes, if we're wrong, we'll lose our investment. Now, I can take that. If we're wrong, you only have yourself to blame. But people like myself and Elon Money and you guys watching the channel, we have high conviction in AI, in the intersection of DeFi and AI. But what's more frustrating than even losing money, well, that's knowing that you saw these projects mentioned in crypto Twitter every day, considered the possibility of a market recovery, and still didn't buy them. That's got to hurt. And so Elon then shows a picture here of AI16Z, which is obviously one of the largest, best frameworks out there currently for building AI agents, etc. So yeah, that was an interesting tweet and definitely one that resonated with me. And then here as well, we had a good tweet from Shikhai. And so he's basically saying, for anyone whose conviction has been shaken out, this is what the birth of any new crypto vertical looks like. So he starts talking about what happened in DeFi back in February 2020. And he said that he sent out a newsletter which celebrated DeFi hitting $1 billion in TVL, led by Maker, Compound, and Synthetics. But by the time March 2020 came, so only 1 month later, there was a sharp reversal. TVL crashed 60% to $400 million. Okay, it felt like it was over. Then came DeFi summer. By May 2020, they reclaimed $1 billion. By May 2021, 1 year later, TVL went 100x to $122 billion. What we're trying to say here is that, yes, AI agents will die. Some AI agents tokens will die. The vaporware will die. But in terms of conviction of AI and DeFi and Web3 all coming together, because at the end of the day, we all know that AI is built that is for payment rails on blockchain. We know that it's going to happen. It already is starting to happen. 90% of all trades, according to Agent Cookie, he said that 90% of all trades by the end of Q4 2024 are going to be from AI agents. Now, let's say he's off by 40%. Still half of all trades will be made by AI agents. Now, the way the space is revolutionizing and innovating every single day is going to happen either way. Whether the markets are high, the markets are low, there's huge amounts of money, investment, and innovation happening in this space. Speaking of which, let's actually dive into some of the hackathons that are happening. I mean, there's tons. There's like millions of dollars right now being invested by the likes of Solana Foundation, Sui, Injective, Eliza OS themselves. There's tons and tons and tons. I saw a ton hackathon as well with Eliza, and the list just goes on, guys. Like, there's going to be new projects. There's going to be new developers coming into this market all of the time. And so we have huge reasons to be bullish. So one of the big pieces of news in DeFi that came out this weekend was basically Hey Anon announcing that its beta product will be available for everyone to test and try and use by the 7th of February, which will be this weekend. So they've actually skipped the alpha stage entirely, which means they're very obviously confident about what they've built, and they're going to be bringing us their product to try and to test out. Now that's going to be really exciting, guys, because obviously there's a huge amount of excitement for this project. And yeah, we can also try out Gemma with the platform as well. So Gemma is the AI agent which goes alongside the Hey Anon projects, and Gemma is really good at basically, on her Twitter feed, she basically finds good accounts that call projects that do really well, which is quite interesting. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. People have been looking forward to this for a long time. There's a lot of competition in the DeFi abstraction layer space, but Anon has the most mindshare, certainly, mostly because of their founder Daniele Sesta, who's done so much in DeFi in his past. And so yeah, this is going to be definitely one to watch, guys, and one that we can get excited about. Another sign of evolution that we're seeing here is the evolution of these AI agent alpha bots. And as you can see here, Agent Cookie, which is a agent from the Cookie DAO team, have actually created their own swarm of agents in order to give better alpha calls and to provide better output to us guys, over Twitter at the moment, compared to the likes of AIXBT and Mobi AI and other AI agents that have been taking most mindshare so far. So let's just dive into this quickly. So Agent Cookie is targeting a position in the top 3 crypto Twitter mindshare with 2,000 smart followers as their immediate milestone. So very clear about what he wants to achieve. Now he's actually commanding a team of agents that's just awakened with him. So these are, as you can see here, there's a list of 7 different agents, and all those different agents do different things, and they're basically employed by Agent Cookie to get the best possible outputs. So this is quite interesting, guys, because it's starting to go into that kind of swarm narrative where there's not AI agents just working alone. They're actually picking up the best possible agents that do the best possible jobs to give you the best output. And so yeah, basically they also have a log terminal here, so you can see the collective intelligence. You can it shows you where every decision node, every data point, every analytical process is transparent and visible. Similar to AIXPT, it also has this available. But what we're seeing is the progress of agentic, basically, alpha. coming through, and Cookie DAO now like trying to push through the parapet as to what we can expect in terms of better results. So Sammy went into a deep dive on this one and showed us a really nice kind of diagram of how the agents are basically utilizing each other to get the best possible results. And basically these cookie agents are plugging into separate LLMs to enhance the response. So for example, as you can see here, this agent is diving into DeepSeek, this agent is diving into Gemini, this agent is diving into ChatGPT. And as you can see here, Agent Cookie himself is sifting through and selecting the standout responses, and then deciding which ones should actually be sent back to the user. So Sammy went on to say here that it's anticipated that AGI will be achieved through collective agentic intelligence, not agents working in isolation. So what can we expect? Well, Sammy says we can expect replies you see on X to become more comprehensive, more fine-tuned and relevant as bespoke data sets are analyzed with more agentic firepower. Whew, that was a tongue twister, right? But basically what we're trying to say is the game is getting stronger. And you know, how long has AI XBT been around? Like in the public realm, like 2 months. So the next phase of AI agents is coming, and it should be hitting us like a train. Going back to the AI abstraction layer projects that are getting the most mindshare, Orbit has been pretty wrecked, to be honest with you, in this crash. However, if you just look at the amount of integrations and protocols that they've integrated with over the last year, it's pretty impressive. I mean, there's all these decentralized exchanges here. There's over 200 different protocols, 100 plus different chains, lots of lending and borrowing platforms here. I mean, there's so many logos. It's very impressive, basically, and they've done that all in 1 year. Also, Hey Anon just posted as well some of the decentralized exchanges and protocols that they've integrated with. It says here 50 plus. They will also introduce 4 new networks with their fast track automate integration and 30 plus new protocols. I know they're working at lightnet speed at the moment in the Hey Anon ecosystem. So there's tons and tons of innovation happening right now, guys. Basically, the price is very, very scary. The market is very, very scary, let's be honest. But the rate of innovation in AI and in crypto and the intersection of that in DeFi has not changed. We are still here. We are still building. We are still working on the next evolution of crypto in this space. And I firmly believe that if you stay with us, if you stay in the trenches, if you stay logged in, you do not give up, you do not sell your bags, you do not leave the industry, you stay patient, you know that we've seen dips like this before, as we discussed today, guys, and you stay invested and you continue to DCA into quality projects that are building in this space, that you will come out successful in the end. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today on the channel. It has been a very, very difficult ride, but we are going to be here every single day, giving you your daily dose of DeFi. Whether the markets are up, whether the markets are down, we will be here. We will be in the trenches as we have strong conviction in the intersection of Web3 and AI. So if you've been enjoying the videos, guys, please do hit us with a like, a subscribe, and hit the bell notification. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, guys.